We would be nothing without cells. Literally, they make us who we are, but they too have lives of their own, and like all living things, cells have to die. Now, cells can go about kicking the bucket in two main ways: unplanned cell death, or necrosis, and programmed cell death, or apoptosis. Unplanned cell death is exactly what it sounds like. Something unplanned happens that results in the cell spilling its insides everywhere and ultimately dying. Some general causes of necrosis include the lack of oxygen, extreme temperatures, and gangrene, among many others. There are also multiple types of necrosis, but in all cases, the cell decides that it cannot remain as a normal living cell, so it dies. Necrosis can produce visible effects in scenarios such as gangrene, where a few necrotic cells can develop into a larger area of necrotic tissue. That's fun, but let's not forget the other type of cell death: apoptosis. Essentially, apoptosis is when a cell commits suicide in a very controlled and programmed manner. In the apoptosis, a cell basically splits itself apart into several smaller pieces, resulting in death. Macrophages take care of the rest. But why would a cell want to kill itself in the first place? To help us answer this, we have to introduce a pretty nifty discovery: the Hayflick limit. It's the maximum amount of divisions a cell can make before it enters a state of inactivity called senescence. This explains why some animals live longer than others. The Hayflick limit for their cells is just higher. Once a cell meets its Hayflick limit and becomes senescent, it can't make new cells to contribute towards the whole organism, so it lives on for a little while before apoptosis takes care of it. Damaged cells with DNA beyond repair are also killed off by apoptosis. Likewise, apoptosis is useful in removing unnecessary cells. In the womb, the hands of human fetuses are basically blobs of skin. To develop fingers, the excess skin cells have to leave somehow, so boom, apoptosis saves the day. Apoptosis can also be seen when tadpoles lose their tails as they grow into frogs. So apoptosis is strange, and it's pretty useful, but this brings about a question. Can cells avoid senescence and apoptosis? Can cells live forever? Well, there is a type of cell that can evade apoptosis and divide indefinitely, and we've all heard of them: cancer cells. Cancer cells have mutations that just don't allow apoptosis to work. These dysfunctional cells experience unchecked cell growth and continue to chug out new cancer cells. But why doesn't the Hayflick limit prevent cancer cells from becoming immortal? Well, a factor that greatly affects the Hayflick limit is the length of telomeres, compound structures located at the ends of chromosomes. They act like the little plastic tips on shoelaces, protecting chromosomes from damage. Every time a cell copies its chromosomes to duplicate itself, some bits of DNA in the telomeric region cannot be copied and are lost, making the length of the telomeres a bit shorter. Eventually, the telomeres reach a critical length, and the cell can't do its stuff, so it becomes senescent, having met its Hayflick limit. Cancer cells treat this system by utilizing an enzyme called telomerase. This enzyme extends the telomeres, preventing them from shortening and allowing cancer cells to surpass the Hayflick limit and therefore evading senescence and death. So, if telomerase can make cancer cells immortal, then can they make regular cells immortal? Some mice in Harvard think so. As for humans, we're still unsure. But for now, we just have to be thankful that cells can die, and that you're not one of the 900 million cells that you lost while watching this video.